Hi, I'm Claire, and as the title suggests, I love knitting. And today we're going to talk about the Stitches sweater. Now, I love Veronika Lindberg's YouTube channel. Her aesthetic, her energy, it's very captivating, and I just enjoy watching her videos so much. So when she released the call out for the Stitches sweater test knit, I jumped on the chance, filling the form, and because she's very popular, so I was hoping that would be selected. And when I finished watching her latest video the other night, I jumped on my email and I saw I was selected as one of the test knitters for her Stitches sweater. So I'm so excited. I've already selected out my colors last night and I can't wait to cast it on. So I found these colors I think I'm going to use for the jumper. The pink is the main color, and I've got the charcoal, the gold, and I'm not sure what I'd do with the third color. Should I use this beige or the light blue? Since I'm a good test knitter, I'm going to weigh all of my yarn before I start. Then I'll weigh them after, so I will find out exactly how much yarn I have used for this project. So the main contrast color for the Stitches lettering is my dark charcoal Taj. I've got some beautiful yellow mohair from Paris and these drop suri alpaca, which I'm going to hold double as a third contrast color. So I've already started the yoke, it's looking pretty good, and I'm about to start using the second contrast color, which is the charcoal Woolfolk Taj. It's Saturday morning and I'm waiting in the car for my son to finish his Kung Fu class. And while I'm waiting, I usually do a little bit of knitting while everyone drives past and looks at me with funny eyes, because there's not many people who knits here in Brisbane. Today I'm working on my Stitches sweater by Veronika Lindberg. I've only started Thursday night, Saturday morning, and I've done so much. On a 16 stitch gauge, it really is really quick to knit and so easy and fun, and I just love all the colours. And I'm already up to the lettering where it says Stitches. Very clever. And I've got all my yarn here in this bag that I made. Look, it says Ferragamo. So it was actually a shoe bag, and I cut it up and made it into a little tote. And I also add a little embroidery. As you can see, it's a bit dirty. I made this a few years ago. So embroidery around here, and I embroidered a whole bit here. Design is from a Japanese embroidery book that I found in Kinokuniya in Sydney. And yeah, might take up embroidery again on my 6-month sabbatical, but it was so much fun to be able to, convert a shoe bag into a tote that I can bring around everywhere. And it's unique. There's no one else have this. Just found a mistake. Can you see it? But this is supposed to be the H. It's upside down, but you can see the H there. And I added 2 little black stitch here, but they should be pink. So I'm going to drop them and try and pick up the pink, and hopefully it doesn't become too tight. I don't think my car window is tinted enough and everyone can see this weird lady talking to herself on the phone and wearing a knit thing on her neck. And it's 32 degrees outside, middle of summer, and I'm wearing a knit thing on my neck. So I finished the Stitches words last night. It's coming up really beautifully. I'm up to the contrast color gold bit here, but I have a question about the pattern. So I've emailed Veronika to get some clarification before I keep going. She is on the other side of the world, so I'm going to have to wait patiently for her to wake up so she can answer. Now that I've had sufficient amount of caffeine, I'm ready to start working on the jumper again. I'm up to the part where there's actually a couple of rows of 3 colors stranding. It is not my favorite trying to figure out which strand I'm doing, which one I need to catch the float. It just doesn't feel like I have enough pairs of hands. I actually didn't do much knitting yesterday while waiting for Veronika to reply. It's a good thing that I didn't, because there was a mistake in the color chart which I picked up, so lucky I waited and didn't have to rip back. So I've decided to hold the 2 contrast colors in my left hand and the main pink color on my right. So that helps me to strand the necessary colors so the flows are not too long. But again, it's Monday morning. I had a big night last night. This is not something that is going smoothly. First try on. Pretty happy with it. It's coming along really nicely. Back at it again after dinner. I'm now knitting the ribbing on the bottom of the body. It's a twisted rib, and I don't know, does anyone even like knitting twisted rib? It looks great, but goodness, it takes a while. I'm now ready to finish the ribbing of the body. Can't wait to try it on again. My mum told me how to thread a needle when I was little. She owned a tailoring shop for over 23 years. So I can thread any thread or yarn into a needle very quickly. So what you do is just grab the yarn, kind of rub it against the needle and squeeze it together and just push it through the hole. It's pretty easy. And it works for sewing threads, it works for thick yarns. Of course, the thread needs to be a size that will fit into the eye of the needle, but it's so quick. Quick cookie break. The banana bread still needs some more time in the oven. And then I'm going to try on my stitches sweater. I'm borrowing the mirror in my son's room to see how this jumper is looking. I really like how the yoke looks, and you can see the lettering very clearly. Of course, it's reversed in the mirror at the moment. But I'm not loving what's going on in the hip, in the body here. See, the ribbing just sits on my hip and it's just a bit tight and a bit long. I think it would look a lot better if it was a bit shorter. I think what I'll do is finish the neck and finish the sleeves first, and then try it on again and decide what I want to do. To do the neck, I picked up 90 stitches and made a 9 cm twisted rib. After that, I did a loose-ish cast off, and now I'm sewing the neckline down, folded in half. This helps to create a nice and thick neckline, and I think it's going to hold some very good shape. I didn't pin the neck down, so I have to keep turning the collar back and front to make sure it's lined up properly and I'm not twisting the collar. Just finished doing the neck ribbing and sewing it down, and finished the body and finish this bottom here. So now I will be casting on for the sleeves. Probably take a break today because my back hurts from too much knitting, but tomorrow we'll do the sleeves and I think we'll be finished in a couple of days. The neck looks really nice. I really like how this looks. I haven't tried it on yet, but when I tried it on before the neck ribbing, I found the body a little bit too long for me. So I'm quite short and the hem is sitting on my hips, which is not a very comfortable place. I wanted to sit on my waist. Also the bind off is a little bit too tight to sit on my hips. So yeah, when I finish the sleeves, I might think about cutting this up and then joining it to shorten the hem, or redo the ribbing altogether and do a looser binding and have it oversized on my hips. Not sure. Let me finish the sleeves first. But look at this. This is stitches, 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 stitches. I think if stitches was through in the middle, I'll probably like that a little bit better. But I think when I wear it, no one will know. It still looks pretty cool. Stitches. So it's Thursday and I'm finishing the cuff on my first sleeve of the stitches sweater. It's 9 centimeters of twisted rib, which is my, I don't know if anyone enjoys this doing twisted rib, it's just a lot more work on your wrist. Now when I do the twisted rib, I always use the English throwing method. I find I have better control using my right hand compared to the left hand continental. When I do a plain knit stitch, I love using the left hand continental because the tension always seems to be a bit better. And I think it's almost 9 centimeters. I'm almost there. For the sleeve, I'm going to use the Italian bind off because when I use the normal bind off for the hem, it was too tight. Usually I would probably either use a thicker needle to bind off or use the Italian. Got a bit lazy, still used a 4mm to bind off the hem and it was too tight. So I'm going to have to go back later and get it fixed up. So I will remember to do Italian bind off for the sleeves because that just looks nicer, especially being on your wrist. It's something that people look at all the time and I always talk with my hands a lot. So definitely a good idea to do the Italian bind off. It's Chinese New Year Eve tomorrow, so today I went back to my old work and had lunch with all the tailors. Everybody brought a dish that they made, and it's my favorite time. It's my favorite occasion. Any occasion I would ask the tailors to all bring a dish so we can share together because I just love all of their home cooked meals. And now I've eaten too much and I really don't feel very good. I think there was a lot of spicy food and oily food, and everything was made with love. So I definitely partook in too much, and I will not be having any dinner. The sleeves are very oversized compared to the body, isn't it? It's not a very good match. If the sleeves are this big, the body should be a little bit loose too, but it's not loose at all. I better check my gauge to make sure measurements are on gauge. Let me finish. First, let's do the sleeves. Chef's kiss, if I may say so myself. Look at this beautiful Italian binder. I'm working on the second sleeve, and this is the last row where there is 3 color stranding. 3 color stranding is not easy. I have to catch all the floats, managing the tension and managing all these bits of fluffy yarn that's getting twisted everywhere. I catch my floats about every 4 to 5 stitches. I don't like any floats that's more than 5 stitches because it just gets caught on everything. I'm pretty rough when I put on clothes, so I'm gonna make sure floats are all properly caught and doesn't get caught on my jewelry. Finished with the gold mohair. So that was the last bit of the 3 coloured stranding. I've only got a few more rows with the blue and the pink, and then it'll just be pink to finish the rest of the sleeve. And I'm almost done. It's baseball Saturday. While waiting for my son, who's over there standing in the outfield as usual, I have to sit here in the wet, long grass with wet shoes. Not fun. It's been raining a lot lately. But I still brought my knitting because I am adamant I will finish my second sleeve today and finish jumper. And I brought my trusty Stephen Penelope bag that I brought from Amsterdam early this year.
He finished the jumper!
I have now finished both sleeves on the Stitches sweater. I'm really happy about how it's looking. It's really comfortable and very hot right now to be wearing this. The sleeves are making a 9cm cuff. I did a 4cm because it was just a little bit too much sleeve, and I finished it off with some Italian bind off. Now, I haven't blocked it yet or ironed it, so hopefully it'll look even better once that's done. I am now going back in to shorten the body a little bit. It's currently sitting on my hips, which I don't like. I need to sit just below my waist. So what I'm going to do is unpick the binding here, and unpick 4cm up and then graft it back together. And that's going to be the first time I'm grafting the whole body. So wish me good luck. Okay, I've inserted some needles in here to indicate where I'm going to graft. So now I'm going to try and unpick this part and graft it back together. Hopefully it turns out. The hardest bit will be to get the tension correct so that it matches the rest of the jumper. Eek! I've got most of it done and the tension looks not too bad, not too bad. Only a few more stitches to go. Looking good. Ta-da! My Stitches sweater is all finished. It took me only 10 days to finish this beautiful jumper. Even with modifications around the body, I still managed to finish it within 10 days. So what do you think? It's still a little bit wet from the blocking mat. I only just washed it last night. Been waiting all day for it to dry, but I can't wait anymore. I've already provided Veronika with some feedback, and I can't wait for the pattern to be released and see what other colour combinations people come up with. I've used this hot pink from Woolly Yarn. I ordered it from Latvia online. It's an Italian alpaca with merino and polyamide. And then for the rest, I've got some of my scrap yarns, which is all linked in my Ravelry, if I am more. The only modification I think I will still go back to change is the ribbing on the hem here. Veronika's got some decreases before the ribbing, which is really nice to create like a sweatshirt kind of effect, but I don't think it does me any favors because I'm very short and still sitting just above my hips. So I think I'm going to go back in, take out the decreases and make a straight hem so it sits more comfortably around my hips rather than now it's just, yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy with this and I hope you enjoyed watching my process of making the Stitches sweater.